Well, I never thought I'd do a Forgotten Film episode about a character we have loved the last 42 years, or a movie that hasn't even been out quite 2 weeks. And yet, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which stars one of our favorite characters and one of our favorite actors, Harrison Ford, has been under attack. We'll talk about that later. Let's get to it.
Are you still a Nazi?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is out, and I look forward to adding it to my collection. I've grown up with these films, and Harrison Ford has never disappointed. James Mangold is a very versatile director. I mean, just look at his movies, Walk the Line, Copland, Logan. He keeps the action close, framed very close. It's a little more frenetic also compared to the other films.
Helena! How did you end up like this?
I don't know, Gary. Beautiful, that's sufficient.
This time along the way, Indy is having an adventure with his goddaughter, Helena Shaw, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She is spunky, she is smart, she is his rival. They have really good chemistry. I think the film works really well. I think they have a great dynamic.
Dr. Jones, get him.
Mads Mikkelsen, who is always an interesting actor, makes a really good villain with a very interesting motivation, and I also like the guy who works for him, Boyd Holbrook.
Don't move.
What I don't understand is all the hate this film got, especially before it was released, calling it un-American, calling it woke. Social media can be very negative, very destructive, and this is a prime example. This is an Indiana Jones movie designed for entertainment. Generations have grown up with it, and people have been particularly nasty with this film. It also seems that this film has divided fans, like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Well, it seems fans have little quibbles about things like, you know, it's okay that the Lost Ark melts people's faces off, or that there's voodoo in the Temple of Doom, or that A Night of the Last Crusade is over 700 years old. That's fine. But, you know, when there are aliens and, spoiler alert, turn it off now if you don't want to hear it, time travel, they go crazy, which I don't understand because Indiana Jones always had a fantasy element, so none of this should really be a shock. What fans seem to really agree on, though, is John Williams' wonderful score, always consistent, always perfect for the action.
Follow the show! She's on the roof, find another way up.
Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Indiana Jones is older now, so his story is a little different, though there are a lot of callbacks to the earlier films. There's also young Indiana Jones, de-aged for the first 20 minutes. But it was great seeing Indiana Jones having an adventure in the 40s again, and you really needed this scene to propel the rest of the movie. Despite the fact that this film got a B+ from CinemaScore, on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it 69%, the audience gave it 88%, there's still a crazy amount of hatred for this film. People that want you to not see it, forget it, called it a flop, the destruction of the franchise. Awful. I mean, people have been so cruel to this movie, and yet other people who have seen it, who have been Indiana Jones fans, have said, what more do you want from an Indiana Jones film? So again, I don't understand all the negativity, especially before the film came out. I'm never a fan of people criticizing films before they see them. A solid and worthy entry to the Indiana Jones franchise. A perfect way to say goodbye to a hero that we have followed and loved for the last 42 years. If you're a fan, you're gonna love it. Opening sequence, amazing. Tuk-tuk chase, incredible. Cinematography, score, anything you want if you're an Indiana Jones fan.